What's going on, guys? Today we have a top, it's not even a top 5, it's just I recommend these decks for budget players, to be honest. There's no top 5. But honestly, if I had to give the best one, I would say Alakazam. We have Alakazam right here. Alakazam is good because he just, honestly, bro just counters the meta. The only deck that he does not counter would be Executor because it doesn't really put any energy onto the Pokemon itself, but it counters pretty much everything. Just him being 60 straight up damage and then plus 30 for each energy is just crazy. He just one-shots everything. In this build right here, we have Koga. Wait, Koga, that's the Japanese version, sorry. We have Greninja. Why did I say Koga? Okay, Greninja. We have Greninja. And Greninja is just good for chipping away the opponent. Honestly, I tried this list. It could work. You could try dual energy because they both only need one energy of their respective type to work. And then Kangaskhan is there because he's just a good staller. He is an amazing staller if you want to start swinging too. But another version I'd recommend would be, personally, I prefer the more Kogazam. I call it Kogazam. I prefer the Kogazam version of it because it just seems more consistent with damage and evolution lines and stalling because we have Koga. Koga is basically full restore. I'll forever say that Koga is a max potion in the game, basically. Another alternative you could play for Alakazam would be you just focus straight on Alakazam. So it's literally just Alakazam and the Kangaskhan's, and then you could put whatever you want, like Sabrina's, Koga's, or what's his name, Giovanni, or whatever you want. That's just straight Alakazam build, like nothing but Alakazam and Kangaskhan. I would also play that. So Alakazam, enough Alakazam. He's the one that I would recommend to counter the meta. And one of my other favorites, this deck is so fun. I did a video on this. This deck is, I think it's the fastest deck. People could argue that Gold deck's faster, but I think this one's faster. Both of these Mons only require 2 energy to do their respective 70 damage on the board. Plus, we have Pidgeot, which also has the ability to play with your opponent's field a little bit, which is really, really good in the meta. If you go second, you have Pawniard that can do 30 damage, plus after it evolves, you have another 70 on the Bisharp. So that's 100 damage already in 2 turns. And if you go first, you can use, well, you have to have Pidgey first, but then you can straight up evolve it. So you do 30 damage already because it only takes 1 energy. And then when you evolve it to your third evolution, Pidgeot, you will do 70 damage. So basically, going first, you want to have Pidgey and the whole evolution line. Going second, you want Bisharp and the whole evolution line. And I cannot stress this enough. This deck is actually really, really fun. I just love like how fast this deck is. I'm pretty sure everyone knows this deck by now. It's the Blaine deck. Blaine, Jane. All right, enough with the Blaine jokes. Okay, Blaine is just crazy fast. You have the Ponyta. If you go first and you have the evolution line, Ponyta right away, because Ponyta 1 energy. So you know, as you guys know, you guys can't swing first turn because you don't get the energy. But Rapidash being the second evolution, only needing 1 energy. So you go first, you do 40 damage right away. If you go second, you want to go for the Vulpix Ninetales line because Ninetales does 90 damage. Plus, if you have Blaine, it does 120, or Giovanni does 100 damage. So that's the going second version. Going first, you want Rapidash. And of course, you play the potions. You can always mix around the ratios however you please. You don't really need red cards. Most of these decks play in tournaments. That's why they play red card. But you don't have to play it if you want. You can play more Sabrinas, more Giovanni's, more potions, more X speed, however you prefer. But I honestly starting to not like lean towards Magmar. I see why people take it off. I think Magmar is just a card you don't want to draw because the deck is supposed to be fast, and Magmar just pretty much slows the deck down. Even though Magmar does work with Blaine, you don't want Magmar because it takes 2 energy to do 50 damage. It's too slow. And then next on the list we have Greninja. This is a full ninja deck. This is literally like Koga, Ninja, double ninja. This is the double ninja deck. As you guys already know, we have Greninja. Greninja is just a really good card. Everyone just loves this card, and I love it too. It's just an amazing card. But anyways, Greninja only needs 1 of its respective energy, as well as Weezing. Weezing only needs 1 of its respective energy type in order to start swinging. That's why you can play this deck with dual energy. If you want to lean towards one or the other, you also can do that. But I feel like this person is gonna play is intending the deck to be played with both energies. Play the one Meowth just to draw into your pieces. It's up to you if you want to take him out or not. And of course we have Koga. Koga is basically the max potion of the deck, and it's the way you just swap around dealing damage to Greninja. Okay, Greninja, you had your fun. Because a lot of people, I think the strategy is really good. You attack with Greninja first because Greninja has the ability to do something while it's benched. So you get the most out of Greninja, let it eat some hits, and then you swap out. And you let it just marinate there and throw shurikens at the back. But anyways, this is the Greninja list. And another one on the list, I played this one on my channel. I thought this one was actually really fun. That's why I played it in my channel. This one is Melmetal with Greninja. Greninja is everywhere. You'll never escape Greninja. Greninja's in Starmie. Greninja is just everywhere. People thought Weezing Koga was everywhere. Nah, Greninja is everywhere, my boy. But anyways, the deck focuses on Melmetal. You have Melmetal. Melmetal does 120 damage, and then he's a big tank. Bro is the actual reverse sweeper. I've had games where I literally just reverse sweep with Melmetal alone. He is the man, the boss. He's basically Regigigas. He reminds me of Regigigas. Look at this image. And then we have Greninja able to, Melmetal only does 120, right? But what about Starmie's EX with 130? Or what about, I don't know, what's his name? Zapdos EX with 130. Well, that's where we have Greninja's just gonna throw a shuriken at that man and just be like, all right, now you're within range. 120 heavy impact plus 20 damage, 140 heavy impact, bam, get out of here. It just deletes everyone. And then what about the Arcanine with 150? Well, we have Giovanni. Giovanni can do that 130 plus that extra shuriken 120. That is 150 damage. This man is a reverse sweeper. I will keep preaching that. This man is so fun to play. Melmetal is just satisfying to pull off. I've had comebacks with this deck where I literally didn't draw into my pieces, so I sent the Meltan to die, and then I charged up a Melmetal in the back. I sent my little Froakie to die. Alright, man, they're all dead now. Melmetal is the last Pokemon. 120, sweep, 120, potion, heal him up. 120, 120. This man he just comes in clutch a lot. I love this card. And then for the last one on my list, I don't know if I would highly recommend this one for the challenge, but it's pretty fun. If you're the big gambler, if you're just a straight gambling addict at this, why aren't we all gambling addicts? That's why we're playing this game. Dragonite is just the Hail Mary of all decks. Like the best way to play it, I don't know. I would say now would be Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff. You could put one Wigglytuff, but I wouldn't put two because Wigglytuff is not the focus, but it's a staller. It's the backup. The Wigglytuff can be used as a way to just as a secondary win con in the sense, but the main focus would be to go for the full Dragonite and then just start hammering down on them. But the Weezing one is another variant you could play. I did like it. It's more of the stalling variant. You can change up the ratios between Koga, between Sabrina, and between Giovanni. It's all up to you. I don't know if you would want to put the 1x speed. Yeah, this ratio is it's a little bit iffy. It's up to you how you prefer to do the ratios. But again, I don't highly recommend this deck. But if it's all you got, then I would go for it. It's all you got. Or just play Blaine. Everyone has Blaine. Blaine is a good card. But anyways, guys, that is my not a top 5, top budget decks to play for this event. Honestly, you can steal a lot of games with Mewtwo, against Mewtwo with Blaine. Pidgeot Bisharp one is actually really fun too. If you have any of these decks, I would highly recommend trying them if you don't have the meta decks, because those are probably really expensive to get in the game. I'd recommend Pidgeot Bisharp if you want to have fun. That one is just fun. If you want the wins to come naturally, that one's fun. But the one deck that steals the most games, if you actually want to win, like out of all these, I think my top one would be Alakazam, because Alakazam is just like a straight sweeping monster for every meta deck. Well, that's it for me, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.